The poo doesn't know what to do. Got a honey jar stuck on his nose. He came to me asking help and advice. From here, no one knows where he goes. My eyes are itching. I don't even have allergies, as far as I know. Hey, Cesaro! Back on that number one spot again. Nathan's in. Jevo the Chaos. Red King Zio Uzan. Austin Rodriguez, Shaquille Oatmeal. Oh, way too fast for me. I think Lifer went by. Member Bears, DJ Games, Wolverine's in. Yid Army. Oh, it can't keep up. Espada Daddy, Beast Gunman. I'm like, that's even worse than usual. What the hell is with Susan all of a sudden sending us out notifications for our live streams and shit? That can't be on purpose, can it? What the fuck? Yeah, Jack Wayne God is dead. Also, hello. Hey, Steve. Oh, I'm glad you're in, Yumi. Yeah, I was surprised. The gang over at the Goosh knows this already. I shared this with them last night, but finally got my wife to watch some anime with me. We're in the midst, directly right in the middle of watching. Yeah.
You can do it.
Yeah. As I'm talking about it, what just completely went out of my head. Your Lie in April, where it's 22 episode anime. We finished 11 of them yesterday on Easter. So I'd set aside the afternoon and evening to be with my family anyway. And Brax has seen it how many times?
Like 3.
About 3 times. So he was a big driving force in convincing my wife to watch it as well. And oh my man, that's good shit. I'm really, really enjoying that. How many of you guys have seen it? Have seen Your Lie in April? I know a lot of you have, because one of the reasons I was so amped to see it is because of all the good things you guys have said about it, that Brax has said about it. Time to deliver a pizza ball. What the hell's a pizza ball? I think I want one of those. I want anything with the word pizza in it. I'm a fat man. Hey, Dandy. You haven't seen it yet, Cesaro? Boy, I'll tell you, the first half here, these first 11 episodes, this has been just stellar. Really, really good. Excellent. Silent Voice, yes, I've seen that, Shirokage. That was good, too. That was really good, too. So far, for me, and again, I haven't seen till the end. I'm halfway through Your Lie in April. And again, just strictly for me, I give Your Lie in April a little bit of an edge over A Silent Voice. But A Silent Voice was really good, too. I enjoyed that one. Sam says, I still couldn't get my girlfriend into anime. I just started cheating on her with someone who has similar interests. My waifu body pillow. Something else they have in common. My body pillow stands now. Have I watched My Hero Academia? I watched all of MHA that's been dubbed so far. We'll be picking up season 4 over at the Goosh in a while. I've got a schedule coming up, and after Code Geass, then we'll be doing catching up on High School DxD, which I'm behind the season on, and then to My Hero Academia. Doing good, wee Macy. I wouldn't say that, Stormstar. Stormstar says, now let's get straight to it. Is your wife hooked on anime? It's funny. You know what's cool about it, though? Watching her watch this and her reactions to it, and I don't even mean necessarily this specific show, but anime in general. I remember having so many of those same reactions, in the respect that, well, you guys know, watching anime in general is different than watching most forms of Western entertainment. One of the reasons is they're so fearless. They will tell anything. They don't worry about social parameters or acceptability or anything like that. If they want to tell a story, they're going to tell a story their way. Plus, anime doesn't feel the need to dumb everything down as much as Western entertainment does, to where, if there are facts to fuck off, Train. If there are facts to be known about characters, here in Western entertainment, you gotta punch right in the face with those. Make sure that they can't miss that this character believes this. And in anime, it seems a great deal of the time it's subtle. It's here, here's a clue, here's a clue, here's a piece to the puzzle, and it all starts to come together. And she's just learning that. She was saying, well, it started slow, but now I can't stop watching it. And like I told her, it's obviously nothing is across the board, but that's indicative of a lot of anime. They aren't going to hold your hand. You got to pay attention, and they'll get you there. No, daddy, not the belt were Brax's first words. Nah, I like it with Brax. Brax is the kind of kid never needed much of any disciplining. He was just a good kid. Hi, Andre. Lude says, wait until she too starts buying up all the anime merchandise. You're going to need to start an OnlyFans account too. I don't know if she would ever get into it to that level, because I don't think she would. She might, but I don't think she would ever really get into shonen. She might, but if I get her through this, I'll probably try and get her to watch Usagi Drop with me or something, because I'd watch that again without a problem. Biggest screen that says anime can be on the nose too sometimes, but not as much probably. Yeah, that's my point. You can't make a general statement, a blanket statement about anything. But I think that anime definitely, from what I've seen anyway, is more geared towards, again, giving you the pieces and letting you complete the puzzle, whereas Western entertainment typically likes to give you big chunks of the puzzle already put together, and then you just have to fit together 4 or 5 pieces. I don't know if I wouldn't start her with JoJo, Cesaro, just knowing her likes and dislikes. If I tried to cross her over into a shonen, I don't even know. I think she could get into the characters in Hunter x Hunter. I think she would like Gon, and I think she would like that. Certainly, at least the opening adventures of the Hunter exam. I don't know. I'd have to think about that. But she's really enjoying this. I was surprised she said it, that she really was. But again, after this, if she goes with it, I'm going to try and get her to watch Usagi Drop. I really liked and another because titles, that. Kids on the Slope. I thought Kids on the Slope was really, really good too. I enjoyed that one a lot. M says you're slowly but surely going to corrupt your wife. Well, in fairness, M, I already did do that, but further corrupt, yes, I agree with you. Yeah, that's basically what has been my take too, Stormstar. Animes are typically slow burners, which honestly I prefer than having it stuffed down my throat, what happening in a half hour. Yeah, it just, that was the best analogy I could come up with for it is, again, if you're putting a puzzle together, Western anime wants to put big hunks of the puzzle together for you and just have you click those hunks together, whereas anime wants you to put every little piece together. Yeah, still with the still fighting the Today it's bad. It's probably not going to get cured today because I'm having one of those battle with my memory days today. I get them every so often, so. Johnny Bravocado said, wasn't a big fan of Your Lie in April. Oh, I love it. The main boy has a history of child abuse, but is beat on by the girl every 15 minutes. Actually, it's funny. If it's serious ridicules them, it's not that serious. See, I didn't take it that way at all, Johnny Bravocado. I took that, obviously, like when they're showing him getting hit in the head with the baseball and bleeding out and everything. For me, I think what you're seeing in those scenes is supposed to be representative of her being forceful and trying to make him understand things. I don't think the actual beatings are as severe as what you see, and I think that's one of the reasons why that's where the animation style changes. I don't take it that way. I don't take it as real literal beatdowns. And again, everybody's got to perceive things their own ways, but I think that's what they're going for in the silly change of animation on those. Chrome says, hell, I could probably recommend a decent few shoujo animation you love. Yeah, I'm thinking, Chrome, again, because you guys know how much I like Usagi Drop. And Kids on the Slope I really enjoyed too. So if she's liking this one, I'm thinking she'll certainly like Usagi Drop. Took me 50 years to come back from the store, Wolverine says. Daddy. um, M says, I don't watch enough anime currently to recommend anything. I've watched a lot when younger, and I'm kind of selective on what I watch now. Well, that as far as selections of anime, that's where I'm really fortunate with having you guys. That's why I've been fortunate enough to not have seen, like I've said, the things that are near the bottom of my list of anime I've seen, I still enjoyed. I have not yet seen an anime I didn't enjoy. Just have some that I didn't enjoy as much as others. The lower tier for me would be like Keijo. Keijo was fun. The boobies were fun and everything, but it wasn't earth shattering. No Game, No Life was okay. It was fun. It was a good adventure. It wasn't, Brax and I were both talking about how we weren't that big on the ending. But I mean, even those, take those two that are in my bottom shelf, I really had a good time watching them. A genuine good time watching them. John says, Curtis, you hear that Bill Gates has been helping to fund a COVID-19 vaccine that should go to human testing soon. Yeah, he's funding several. And of course the government has gotten, has given a contract to Johnson and Johnson to work on one as well, but it's going to be months and months and months before we would actually have a usable vaccine, no matter who comes up with it. And by soon, human testing, last I read, is not supposed to start until at least late summer, early fall. Thanks, awesome girl. I appreciate that. Johnny says, get her started on Berserk. It's lighthearted fun. Yeah, yeah. that would definitely be the last time I would ever be able to encourage her to watch more anime. No, Willie Play says, did you see people are pushing for Funimation to make realistically proportioned waifus? Why? I mean, that part of the fun of anime and the over-the-top anime titties and everything is that we're all aware they're ridiculous proportions, and that's part of the fun of it. Well, is this a social justice warrior revolution or something? I can only assume. Chrome says, well, later this month you will see an anime you'll hate with my second vid of the month. We're getting a decent few good 4Kids episode suggestions, and just the little clips of 4Kids entertainment that I've seen definitely makes me want to punch 4Kids in their collective face. Realistic waifus are boring. We ain't no soy boys over here. Yeah, I'm with you, Johnny. I mean, it's social justice shit, Ninja said. Hopefully, and I give the Japanese credit for that. Historically, the Japanese are much better at just laughing off the social justice warriors on things like that, and just patting them on the head and like, okay, run along now, fuckwit, and just ignoring them. Because again, who in the world watches Nami or Nico Robin or any of them and says, yeah, that's an accurate representation of a gorgeous woman? No, it isn't. It's silly. It's over the top, but it's fun. Not harming anybody unless somebody's looking to be harmed. Okay, Andre, thanks for being in. Yeah, exactly. The Japanese don't care. It's when the anime is westernized. Exactly. And that's where Funimation and companies like that to stand up and say, no, this is the original work. And the Japanese companies need to stand up too. And they have to say, okay, you're licensing our content for U.S. distribution. That doesn't give you control over changing the entirety of our characters. I mean, if you want realism, why would you watch anime in the first place? Excellent point, Stormstar. Because so many anime are based so hardcore into reality. Yeah, excellent point. I mean, well, look at things like JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. I mean, that's the exception. Obviously, everything that goes on in JoJo is stuff that we see every day. So, Morgan says, "Can people sponsor more than one G100 vid a month? Obviously, paying twice. I assume I didn't know. Sure, as long as I have slots for them." And Morgan, the only reason I say that is I never want to get so many G100s that somebody sponsors one within a given month and doesn't get it posted in that month. We've got a lot for this month already. The only thing is I've been able to juggle, well, not just juggle my time, I've had extra time, extra other than what I'm used to having. So as you've seen, over last week, I had several more G100 videos come out during the week. Typically, they're just Sundays and one or two here or there. So that's the only reason I've been able to keep going so far. Right now, we're good with G100s. You know, if anybody, because I've had a couple people telling me that they want to, Chrome for one, MK for another, might want to sponsor more. Right now, yes, I can still put them in. So the short answer is yes, you can sponsor more than one a month. Boy, that got me. It took me a long time to get to that fucking answer, let me tell you. I confused myself. I still don't know what the fuck I just said. Other people have said that. I don't hear it, John. A lot of people, I hear that. He says, by the way, Curtis, I love at the beginning of your videos when you say, hi, guys, because I swear you sound like Goku when you say that. And that, I take that as a compliment. I mean, I like sounding like Goku. I don't hear it, but you're not the only one, John. I've heard a few people say that. You guys hear that in that inflection in that? I think it's cool. Like I say, anytime anybody wants to relate anything I say or do to Goku, I'm good with that. But I haven't been able to pick it up yet. I know I could have just said yes on bigger screen. It's nah, fuck that. Why say yes when you can ramble for 2 or 3 minutes? Please. Original Dragon Ball, yeah, I really want to see. Well, I was just talking about that. As a matter of fact, DA Devil Artemis was in the comment section of today's DBS video, asking me if I had plans to watch the original Dragon Ball. And that's one that if I did have time for another series, now that we've seen at least what Toei's doing with Super, where they're just taking the monetization and letting us post, I would love to have the time to finally watch the original Dragon Ball. I've thought about it. It couldn't be daily. There's no way I'd be able to do it daily. But maybe what I could do, because then I'd have to have 2 versions too. Obviously, I have to cut them down more for YouTube. Because you'll notice it's not by accident. Every single anime reaction I do going forward on YouTube will be under 10 minutes. Don't get me wrong, 10 minutes doesn't mean anything in fair use. It's never mentioned a time frame. What has happened is a lot of companies have set that with the advent of reaction videos, have set that as their standard, saying, okay, you can use up to 10 minutes of our material per episode. So because of that, a lot of other companies are seeing it and saying, yeah, that seems reasonable. So what I do is I take it a step further. If the entirety of the reaction video, including my intro and outro, is under 10 minutes, it seems unlikely much of anybody would have too much trouble with it. So if I were to watch the original Dragon Ball, I just have to watch episodes where I could, but then I'd have to do 2 edits. First, I do the longer version one for Patreon for the Goosh, and then the more edited one, the under 10-minute one for YouTube. So I've thought about it because I've always wanted, or have for years now, wanted to see the original Dragon Ball in its entirety because I've only seen the clips. Sam says, is it racist to call an Asian child in the pits Bruce Lee? There's a story to this if you want it. Yeah, I think there's a lot of parameters we'd have to know to make a judgment on just how racist that is. Chrome says, I'll probably be able to let you know what 4Kids episode it'll be Tuesday night or Wednesday. Gives people time to make suggestions and for me to check the episodes for letting you know. That's fine. That would be fine. Fucking Tamagotchi. Tamagotchi, weren't those... That word's from... Eket Latoa? Eket Latoa? Isn't that, those little... Weren't those little digital toys? The Tamagotchis that you had to keep alive or something? Evan says there are some YouTubers that try to abuse the copyright laws and infringe on the people who initially made the content. Sure, but that's why, Evan, it was good the way they used to do it, which is through the copyright system. I never had a problem with that. You know, we had a bunch of videos copyrighted. Every one of them got overturned because I could present my case as to why what I was doing was within fair use. But then YouTube started the whole, randomly, started that whole bizarre auto block thing, and it screwed everything up. Wolverine says, look for last post was censored by Super Chat. That drives me nuts. This fucking censoring the Super Chats. Wolverine says, react to the Kill Your Family show? Best anime guaranteed. Kill your family. I thank you. About time somebody noticed. Casual Weeb says, you got such silky, beautiful hair, bro. You know, we got a lot of regulars in here, and I just want to point out that Casual Weeb was able to pick up on that right away, and you guys have not. Just, I'm just throwing that out there. Waterground says you should make your wife watch Wolf Children. It's an anime movie. I think she'll like it. I don't know. I'll have to do a lot of thinking about what's next or if I can get her to watch another, but she's really enjoying this one. JoJo in my life? I love JoJo. Luann. We're caught right up to the series. JoJo's awesome. Willie says, I started a 20-minute debate in my English class a few weeks ago about who would win the fight, Helen Keller versus Stephen Hawking. Well, remember that? What was it? Guys, when did the our debate, who would win in a fight, Helen Keller versus Hitler? That was in a live stream, wasn't it? You guys know my abysmal memory. I don't remember if I brought that up during a video and it raged in the comments section or if it was during a live stream. But yes, we Helen Keller versus Stephen Hawking is a good one too. But we determined Helen Keller would kick the shit out of Hitler, and I think she'd take out Hawking too. I love my man Stephen Hawking, but I don't think he would. I think Helen Keller's a psycho when it comes to a fight. Let's see. Curtis, ever heard of DBAF? I don't know. I don't know what the acronym is for. Nolan says, I got in a moment ago. What anime did your wife watch? Well, we're currently watching Your Lie in April. Nolan, I'm hoping we'll be able to finish it. I won't get any sleep tonight if I do. But I was hoping to have an early dinner tonight and start because we have 11 episodes to go. They're only 20 minutes each, but still. Have 11 episodes to go. We're going to thinking of having an early dinner, starting it during dinner, and seeing if we could get it done before I go to bed. You guys will know, particularly over at the Goosh, if the videos I record tomorrow, because I record first thing when I get up, I have a whole schedule to make sure I keep everything moving along here. If the videos I record tomorrow, they'll come out in a couple days. If you see me like doing this with Afro mic and stuff, it's not because I'm trying to kiss this creepy fucker. It's because we stayed up for Your Lie in April to the point where I can't even function. Cory in the House, Evan. Well, we all know that Cory in the House is a classic anime. Prasanna says, what do you think of Your Lie in April's opening? Loved it. Brax has watched it so many times. He was singing right along with it, the Japanese lyrics and all. He just absolutely loves that show. It's been fantastic. The first half has just been brilliant. I just love the way it's presented. Love the characters. Love the time they take with the storytelling. Yeah, it's just amazing. Waterground says, Your Lie in April is the big sad. Yeah, you can feel it coming, Waterground. Because right in that episode 11 is, and again, you guys know me and character names. Having watched 11 episodes already, I still don't have the character names down. But the main character, the young man who plays the piano, was telling the violinist while they're down by the water there, where he says to her that she was the inspiration that he went to get through that contest. And she comes back with saying it to herself, you aren't going to be able to rely on me forever. And it's like, no, fuck. Well, thanks, Tenora. Thank you.
I'm never giving that dog a bath again.
Why, what happened?
She is covered in mud.
Oh, she went out rolling in the mud?
Yeah.
He just gave the giant dinosaur dog a bath, which is an adventure in and of itself, because you're talking about a 125-pound dog here, and now we got a drizzly, crappy day, and Brax said she just decided to go outside and roll around in the mud. And Em says, oh, there he is. Grim Reaper King says, Hawking would probably attach a nuclear jet engine to his wheelchair to annihilate his opponents. Yeah, it would be Hawking's superior intellect versus Helen Keller's, wait for it, Blind Rage. I just, Helen Keller's Blind Rage, I said.
Oh, good.
Come on. You guys know you're going to use that one. Yumi says, wanted to say thank you for your videos over the years. You helped me through some dark times. You're the pervy old man that everyone needs in their life. Well, thank you, Yumi. I appreciate that. And I mean that sincerely when I tell you guys this. There is no higher praise than that for me. I mean, if we've done anything to lift you guys' spirits a little or make a difficult time easier to get through, then I am absolutely beyond honored. Definitely. Thank you. Punch him before he leaves again? Sure.
Ow.
He's actually doing schoolwork for once. I'm not used to that. I'm used to over there being a neat. He's out there hammering it up for a class. Well, thanks, adorable blue man. Yes, come on. Jonathan's laughing. Everybody's like, come on. That's quality. When you can work organically into the conversation. Helen Keller having blind rage. Come on, that's good stuff. Somebody said that pun blindsided me, Stormstar. Wolverine says, need a BJ, Brax gives them for free, no homo. I wouldn't allow that. You gotta get paid. Listen, nothing's for free in the world. My favorite anime, I don't know, and like I say, I have more or less a top tier, but clearly in that top tier are Hunter x Hunter, One Piece, Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, a few others as well, but Hunter x Hunter will always be up there, so will One Piece, and Hunter x Hunter, if only for the Chimera Ant arc alone. That is still, so far, One Piece is making a run at it with a couple of the arcs I've seen there. But the Chimera Ant arc is clearly my favorite individual arc in an anime yet. Just, love them. Well, Brax gives them for free does mean someone doesn't get paid. Well, at least, okay, Chrome, if he's got a pimp and somebody's making a buck, then that's cool. Because nothing's free in the world. Curtis is everyone's pimp. Lex says, that's what I need, Lex. I need like a purple felt cowboy hat with a feather in the band. I think that'd be a good look for me. Same problem I have anytime I buy any type of hat, though, baseball cap or anything, is just finding one to fit this giant fucking freak head. It's ridiculous. Guys, and I'm not kidding when I say that. It's a pain right in the ass, because I'm not even 6 foot tall. I'm a little under 6 foot. And yet my hat size is almost an 8 with a shaved head. It's actually 7 7/8 usually I can fit into that. Nobody stocks those. The only things I can buy are the snapbacks, and even some of them, the snaps don't open far enough. And when you get like the and they're nice hats too, the ones with the elastic bands, the XL ones don't even come close. They just sit on top of my head like a cup. It is a big fucking head, Mr. Piccolo. The upside, your pimp name is 92 Cent. Well played, Big Green. No, I'm not tall at all, Johnny. Like I say, I'm a little under 6 foot tall. But then they ruined everything with the whole diagnosing the post-concussion syndrome and everything. Because when I had some, well, it wasn't for the post-concussion, it was for an injury to my neck. They did some x-rays and discovered that the bone density in my skull was just wildly thick. And further, after that, I've had other things done where my entire bone density is just ridiculously thick. And it ruined my whole stance on all this. I had been telling people forever, obviously, that I have a big head because what else? It's full of brains. That's why I'm smarter than you. But now the x-rays had to come along and prove that it's not brain, it's bone. Fucking x-rays should have minded their own goddamn business. I'm 58, Natsu. An ancient 58. Sam says, Bruce Lee is 6 kicked ass in summer camp pits. Bruce Lee is a pit fighter. That would be intimidating. Chrome says, God, nearing 400 episodes into One Piece already. And that's still not the halfway point. You got like 60 episodes, so you're halfway. I know. I was thinking that the other day, Chrome, because I just watched 399 this morning, as a matter of fact. So, but I will say this. I don't know about you guys. I'd be interested to see what you Gooshers think. It's gone by fast. It does. I mean, I know we skip filler, but that doesn't amount to a whole hell of a lot. And that, to be at episode 400 already, just, it doesn't seem like it took that long, no? Well, what do you guys think? I thought we got here, but I'm enjoying it so much too. I'm sure that's why we got here in a blink. Valkyrie and Steel. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Yes. Bobby Wayne says Netflix and chill, more like anime and chill. In this case, Bobby, both, because we're watching Your Lie in April on Netflix, so it works all around. Curtis has a big head and thick skull. Who would have thunk? Yeah, just everybody, Persona. Let's see. Nolan says, I haven't actually been here in a while, if I'm honest, but I was curious what your son thinks of the online college thing. My brother is currently home from Notre Dame, my place. I think like most college kids, while on one hand it's fun to be able to be home, on the other side of the coin, I'm sure he misses a lot of things about college life. And he said that doing things online is a major pain in the ass, which I can understand because, Notre Dame, where he goes to school, these are not colleges that were set up to be purely done online. So sure, it's gonna be a pain in the ass. What anime are we watching today? Oh, you're talking about with the title, Seth? That's my wife and I are midway through Your Lie in April. God, I'm just amazed at how good it is. Going into ninth grade, awesome girl, starting that high school experience. I would love so much to have a One Punch Man's power, that Grim Reaper King says, because if I got annoyed by a person, I could erase them from existence. Yeah, whenever we talk about anime power you would want, for me, it's always something bludgeoning. It's Goku's or Saitama's or something like that. But that's, as a fighter, as a boxer and everything, that was my thing. It wasn't speed, wasn't quickness. It was all, hey, punch you really hard, make you fall down. That's all I had. I'm doing schoolwork online while on the stream, are you? Blue Man, that's what Brax is doing right over there right now. He's writing a paper for his psychology course. Morgan says, I'm trying to enroll back in college after a few years. I'm talking to someone from the school in a few minutes. I'm nervous. Wish me luck. Oh, good luck, Morgan. I'm sure you'll do fine. No, I have no doubts about it. Yona of the Dawn and Violet Evergarden I've heard a lot of. A lot of people talk to me about Violet Evergarden. Violent Evergarden. That's a Freudian slip. With me, it's got to be violence. Violent Evergarden. Yeah, I've heard a lot about that. Awesome Girl just won the stream. I mean, you guys are more than welcome to continue playing for second, but she has won because she says that I look like I'm in my 30s. So the rest of you are playing for second place today. Igor says you should become known as Gooshmaster69. If I was still wrestling, Igor, that'd be a great wrestling gimmick. Yeah. Gooshmaster69. Chrome says, what do you think about the fact, by the time you're caught up in One Piece, that the manga may have finally entered its final overarching saga after 20 years of serialization? It's just incredible. It's stunning that anything in entertainment could have as long a lifespan as has One Piece and still be at the absolute pinnacle and the unquestioned leader of its field. That's just amazing. Wolverine says you look like you're in your 20s. I don't know. I think that one I don't know, Wolverine. I don't know if that can, because that one came in late and was obviously buoyed by it already being said that I looked in my 30s. So I don't know. I'll have to go to the judges for a determination on that, if that could still win you the day. Your finisher would be the 1,000 Gates of Death. No lie, if I had discovered anime much earlier on in my life, there's no question that I would have tried to incorporate some of the things we see in anime into gimmicks. No question about that. I'll do you one better. You look like an infant, Arshad says. Well, just, the only problem with that is, just like we're just talking, Arshad, my head alone is bigger than an infant's, so bigger than an infant entirely. You look like Goldberg and Stone Cold combined. Random user. We're watching Man of Culture asks what anime. We're right in the middle of it. We're 11 episodes into your lie in April. And again, I can't say it enough how amazed I am with it. It's so good. So good. I should cosplay as Roshi. You think, Evan? I've got a lot of characters I thought over the time would be fun to cosplay as. The most obvious one for me, though, isn't necessarily anime, is Thanos, because the face. It's easy to play Thanos when all you got to do is, a little bit of purple makeup and you're there. But as far as anime characters, if I did a cosplay, I still don't know for sure who I would want to cosplay as. I don't know. I don't know. I have to think about it. I kind of look like the Goosh Goosh guy. Now that's high praise. The Goosh Goosh guy is total legend, absolute legend. Igor says, years ago there was a kid who was terminally ill, and his final wish was to know the ending of One Piece. Oda granted him and told him the boy just said, "One Piece is beautiful." Oh, that's cool. That's true, Igor? That's a cool story. I didn't know that. Wow, the ending of One Piece. Can you imagine that? And he said, "One Piece is beautiful." God damn, that's cool as hell. That's really cool that Oda told him the end. That's awesome. Also, another big milestone, Chrome says, One Piece will surpass 1,000 chapters this year and 1,000 episodes next year. It's just stunning. And to still be riding high after all this time, obviously I'm only at episode 400, so as we said, less than halfway through. But from those who have followed it all along, I still never hear anything about it having jumped the shark or anything, and that's just stunning. Just absolutely amazing. Only, yeah, isn't it funny to say that, Evan? Only episode 400. Where else? Well, maybe what's his name? I was trying to think of any other series where you could only say only episode 400. Detective Conan. That's the only other place I can think of, right, where you'd be able to say that, isn't it? I should cosplay as Rias Gremory, Prasanna says. Oh, if I cosplayed as Rias Gremory, wherever I go to do that cosplay, if the people there don't beat the shit out of me, then they have no rights calling themselves anime fans. Cosplay as retired Saitama. That's actually funny, Johnny. That would be funny to do. Saitama after it's just, no more push-ups, bro. Case closed. In the United States, as Conan is copyrighted till 2028. Really? Jesus Christ! Wow. Yeah, I can't think of any other series. What else would it be? Or anime series where 400 would be? Oh, I'm only at 400. Gimster says, now you've gained the trust of the pretty lady who lives in your house with anime. Get her to watch Mini Lads Are No Sleep Disney Edition. That would be a tough one, Gimster, only because, well, of course, you had been sponsoring those Are No Sleeps, and I love them. My wife doesn't like those occult things. So, see, we're opposites on that and a lot of things in entertainment. Just like I've always told you guys, if you satirize something, it's funnier to me if you're satirizing something I really like. So, her and I both being Disney fans, if you were to do those Are No Sleep Disneys, where you're telling creepy stories about Disney and related to Disney, I would like it, and she would be all put off by it. We're exact opposites on things like that. Excuse me. Igor says you need to make your wife watch DxD. She needs experience Rias and Hakuno's Opie. Fun fact, there are many female DxD fans. Even the author was surprised about it. Really? I could see that, though. Because for me, anyway, with DxD, obviously, I mean, more than obviously, you love the boobies. But I like the story. I love the characters in DxD. And Akano is well up there, as we saw on my waifu list. Rias is way up there on my waifu list. But my favorite characters in the series are not even them anyway. And the whole everything about the way the characters play off one another in that show, I just love it. Issei is a great character. I want him to be a better harem master. I want him to stop being so intimidated. But yeah, I like everything about that series. Hey, Saw! There it is, another one of those little. What I always forget what they call them. Those little animated. What does YouTube refer to them as? Not stamps, something like that. But silly little animations will entertain me forever because silly little brain. Hajime no Ippo is really up to 1,300 chapters? I didn't know that, Johnny. I knew Hajime no Ippo was lengthy. I didn't realize it was to that degree. Really? Cosplay as you cosplaying as Golden, Andrew says. Fuck Golden. Dirtbag. Super stickers. Yes, thank you, Evan. Stickers, that's what they call them. I don't know what, again, simple mind, those things like that. Samson Jack, how's it going? Why that entertains me so much, I couldn't tell you. Maybe it's because that guy's got my physique, the how's it going guy on there. Maybe I just feel that kinship. Nolan says, I love Detective Conan. I suffered through the 90s animation, fan subs, and hundreds of filler episodes to catch up, and I don't regret it. Now all I need is less filler, more plot progression. 800 plus episodes. Yeah, I only know of Detective Conan, of course, from back when we were able to do the reaction video streams. And the gang here showed me a bunch of different clips from it, and it looked really good. I thought that, the story of little Jimmy there was really good. Wolverine says, please read last post. Too big to fit here. Hold on, let me see if I can find that, guys. Wolverine says, all I know about the ending of One Piece is that Zoro will be carrying Wado Ichimonji until the end. It's a memento from his former dead friend, and arguably more important than Luffy's hat. Yeah, I can't imagine he would ever. Well, I think it would be tragic if he ever relinquished that sword. I certainly think it would be insanely tragic. Biggest screen is that's what I was saying, Jimmy, just for Big Green's benefit. That is pretty fucked up calling him Jimmy. Oh, Baked Bean says, I will shoot myself if One Piece is friendship. They wouldn't do that. Do you guys think? Nah. They wouldn't take us on that journey to do something that hokey as a payoff. I don't believe Oda would do that. Don't put that in my head, you guys. Prasanna says, take your clothes off and cosplay as a Titan. I got the penis for it. I got the lack of penis for it. Yeah, that would work. That would work. Maybe the One Piece is the friends we made along the way. And biggest greenest, I tell you. Oh, okay. M says no. Oda already said it's not something like friendship. Yeah, because that would piss me off. And you guys know I've said it over and over and over. One of my favorite things in storytelling anywhere is a strong bond and friendship and what you do on behalf of others. I like that. And One Piece does it. That's why it's at the top of my list, because One Piece does that so well. But even given all that, I would not want the One Piece to be this story of friendship conquers all. P.S. I like ass, Saw says. Correct. How did I get into anime? Seren says, the gang here. I have always been over the top into animation since I was a kid. Always loved it. Whether it's cartoons or, I've told you guys before, in the newspaper, I used to read all the comic strips. I just liked anything animated. And I had basically the wrong impressions about anime. The only reason I never got into it was I didn't understand exactly what it was as far as storytelling and stuff. So the gang here, shortly after we started doing reaction videos, a lot of the gang kept saying, hey, you got to, mostly DBZA would come up saying, you got to watch this. Knowing what you like, knowing that you like animation, knowing your sense of humor, you would really enjoy this. And so I hemmed and hawed, and I said, well, it's probably not going to do me any good to watch it because I haven't seen the original. And they said, no, you don't need to. So I started watching DBZA, loved it, absolutely loved it. Thought it was hysterical, loved the characters, loved the artwork, and that's what piqued my interest to see more of the actual Dragon Ball anime. It's like, well, this is pretty cool, and they're working off of the actual characters and situations. So let me see what else there is, and that's been it. Ever since then, that's basically all outside of my sports. That's basically all I watch is anime. The stuff that we have offered to us here on TV and whatever else just doesn't interest me compared to anime. Mr. Piccolo says, got to correct myself from earlier. If every episode... Whoop! Oh, I lost you. Where'd you go? There we are. If every episode of One Piece had the same pacing as episode 4, chapter 1 in the manga, you'd only be at episode 169. Yikes. Gimster says, one anime that beats One Piece in terms of amount of episodes is, believe it or not, Pokemon. I never thought about Pokemon. With it having over 1,100? Is that where they are with that? I would have not even thought of Pokemon. I never would have thought of that. Wow, 1,100? That's true. I did know that one's been around forever as well. But that surprised me. I didn't realize there was that many. Can't wait for One Piece 2, Boofy's adventure. Persona says, back in the day, would you have ever imagined you would be so into anime? No. And again, just because I had the entirely wrong idea about what anime actually was. So no, not at all. Johnny says, I was at a McDonald's off base earlier today, and one of the employees said she thought troops were overpaid. I shit you not. I guess that's easy to say from behind the counter of a burger joint, Johnny. Yeah. And how is anybody who's very job, by the fact that they do that job, accept that job, is saying, listen, I'm going to do whatever I have to do to protect your interests, your being everybody in the country, including risking and possibly losing my life. How do you get overpaid for that? I don't believe that it's possible. Edgar, I'm an ass man. Yeah, I'm an ass man. That was what was that? Billy Gunn, right? Yeah, Bart was the dark hair. Yeah, Billy Gunn. Billy Gunn was the ass man. Bart Gunn was the one who won the WWE's Tough Man contest there. The Brawl for All, when they would put boxing gloves on them and have them fight. And then he kicked everybody's ass in there. Sorry, I just spit on... I'm not sorry. Fuck you, Afro Mike. I spit on you. So what? He kicked everybody's ass in there, but then they brought in Butterbean to fight him, and Butterbean knocked him into a different dimension. Let's see. The reason I think anime is so great is because it uses art to portray things that we just can't do in reality. I agree with that, Nolan. It really opens a lot of opportunities for intricate, intense, and heartwarming stories. And as I've said, one of the things I love is anime in general is just fearless. They do not abide by the guidelines that are preset here for most of Western entertainment. They don't care. Whatever makes the story go forward. If that means you got to kill a fucking main character that's been around for 40 episodes, and all the fandom loves this character, but the story says you need to kill him, that fucker's going to die. And that's brave storytelling. The Brawl for All, that's what they called Edgar. Yeah. Ruined Bart Gunn's career. It did, too. It did. It screwed up a lot of people's careers when you think about it, Edgar, because there were so many guys that were, supposed to be the true tough guys, and they got their ass beat, like Dr. Death Steve Williams. Now, Dr. Death Steve Williams was a tough guy. In that fight, the thing is, Bart Gunn was a tough guy, too. And in a given fight, particularly when you're taking guys out of their elements, they're not really boxers, and you're just wailing at each other, it can go either way. And yeah, it did. It changed a lot. It probably, I would guess most of the guys in there would have said that, yeah, it probably wasn't worth it. I got to continue that. I started watching it and forgot about it, to be honest with you, Igor. Have you seen Vince's Dark Side of the Ring documentaries? The second episode of season 2 was Chris Benoit, and recently the Brawl for All. Oh, the Brawl for All they're doing now? No, I started watching it, and I keep forgetting to go back to it, Igor. I got it. I watched a little bit of it on YouTube, and not that it wasn't fascinating, because it was. I just forgot to go back to it. Stormstar says, wasn't that whole thing because Vince Russo wanted someone to knock JBL down a few pegs? I've heard that. I don't know how true it is, Stormstar. A lot of people didn't like JBL and don't like JBL. He's a bully. And JBL is your classic bully. I had a friend of mine, 2 friends of mine, that did a tag match back when he was working with Ron Simmons, Farouk there. And JBL took all kinds of, right on camera, I'm sure you can find it online, right on a WWE show, took all kinds of liberties with them, kicked the shit out of my buddy Dave, laying stiff kicks into his kidneys and stuff like that, just because he's an asshole. I mean, my guys were out there working a match the way you're supposed to work a match, with the proper respect and everything, and he's just a dick. I don't like JBL, never liked JBL. I've never liked bullies in any element of life, so I just naturally don't like him. LL Curtis is having Jonathan Joestar PTSD. Good old Jonathan. Edgar says even the Godfather got his ass killed. I heard the Undertaker had bet on Godfather to win. Did he? Godfather's a tough guy. He was known, in the business as a tough guy. They didn't put Meng in it, and it's probably better they didn't, because all the guys know with Meng is not the type of guy who's going to if he's going to fight you, he's not going to restrict himself to boxing gloves and punching you. Meng might literally bite your ear off or bite off a piece of your face or who knows what else. But he's not the type to just, if you're going to fight with Meng, it's a life and death situation. It's not it's not with 12-ounce or 16-ounce gloves throwing punches. Not gonna lie, I did like him when he was Bradshaw and Farouk tag team. Now, Andrew, I'm not saying he never portrayed some good characters. He did. And even his JBL, John Bradshaw Layfield character, was a good gimmick. I just don't like the person. When you take advantage of people for no reason and stuff, it's one thing if you want to get a greener in there and chop them up a little bit. That's part of the business. Any time somebody's new, it's a rite of passage in wrestling that you're going to take a little bit of a beating. We all realize it. We accept it and deal with it. But that wasn't the case of this. Even though these guys are indie guys, they're guys that have been working for years, know their way around things, know how to be respectful, and were respectful, do all the right things. There's no reason to go taking advantage of that. And particularly, we're not talking about, because I watched it, we're not talking about some chops to the chest that might make your chest sore or bleed a little bit. We're talking about kicking a guy in the fucking kidneys where you could have really done some damage. Fuck JBL. If you have to do shit like that, fuck you. He's a bully. Curtis, the voice of Suzaku is Sasuke's English dub. Is it? I didn't know that. Yep, it's me. Oh, no, I didn't know that. Oh, Russo himself, Igor says, said on Dark Side of the Ring that Brawl for All was created specifically because he wanted to see JBL's ass get kicked for real. I had heard that rumor. I didn't know it was verified. So yeah, it happened because Russo was petty. Wow. It doesn't surprise me, Igor. A lot of people didn't, again, as I said, didn't like JBL because he was a bully. And don't get me wrong, Russo's a dick too. Russo's an absolute dick. But that doesn't surprise me. And the thing is, JBL was the one who would go around promoting himself as the ultimate tough guy, especially when it came to fisticuffs. So, hey, he wanted to talk the game. He shouldn't have let Bart Gunn knock him the fuck out then. Chrome says, thinking about it, your wife would probably like the Ghibli anime films. I think they're on Netflix at the moment as well. Yeah, I actually have the Ghiblis. One of you guys sent me several of the Ghiblis over here on my shelf. But you're right. I did see them on Netflix as well. Yeah, we'll see how she comes out of watching Your Lie in April. And if she enjoys it as much as she's enjoyed the first half, I might be able to get her to watch some more. Stormstar says, I guess it's a similar thing. What did you think of when Bob Holly beat on that guy who was on the reality WWE show Tough Enough? See, that's a tough one. Bob Holly's a dick. Everybody knows he's a dick. I don't think Bob Holly would deny that he's a dick. I saw that beating. See, that's where it was a little different. You're talking about some kids who are getting an unfair advantage over people who have worked for years trying to work their way up to that business, and it rubs some people like Bob Holly the wrong way. Did he need to go to that extent to kick his ass? No. Was it? Did he do anything to him that was going to impact this kid, his health going forward? No. He, if I remember right, he put a few kicks to him, potatoed his eye a little bit, stomped him around. Would I have done it? No, because I don't think he deserved that. The kid was just trying to take an opportunity that was presented to him. Would I have been as much of a little bitch about it as that kid was? No. If you know the business, you know things like that can happen when you're an absolute greener, which he was. The best thing you can do is take that beating, go up to Bob later and say, thanks for working with me. Thanks for teaching me anything you had to offer, and shake his hand and go about your business. Just like my buddies did with the whole thing with JBL after he kicked him in the kidneys and stuff. In the locker room later, they went up to the guys. They said, thank you very much for the match. We appreciate getting this kind of exposure and getting to work with guys like you. And they went about their business. So I guess I see both sides of it. I wouldn't have done it. There's a lot of guys like Holly who would do it with people who are getting a shortcut. But the fact that it broke that kid that much means he probably shouldn't be in the business. Now, my man of culture, my wife doesn't really like being on camera. She'll do it for us. And I think, I know the only reason she does it for us here is because she knows the relationship that I've created with all you guys. And that is that because she never would have early on. And now that she knows that we have a close familial relationship, she's on camera. You guys have seen it every so often, but she would never want to be on regularly. When he beat up Blue Meanie, is that what you're talking about, Cesaro? Yeah, that was bullshit too.
Look at this dog.
She covered?
Oh, look at the side of her, just like absolutely.
Oh, Umi, you just got a bath. Jeez. I don't think we ever asked, Lude says, or if we did, I don't remember. How'd you come up with the name for the Dino Dog? You came up with it, didn't you, Brax?
Nope.
Uma? Who did?
Addison.
Oh, Addie, my granddaughter did. That's right. Do you remember what she was basing it on?
She named because she was really into this Disney series at the time.
Ugh.
And it was
the
daughters of all the princesses.
Yes.
And the daughter of Ursula was Uma.
Uma. That's right. I had forgotten about that myself. It was my granddaughter. Brax is unfortunately here to serve as memory. Yes, it was my granddaughter, naming it after Disney. Named her after Disney characters.
I thought it was Uma Thurman, but...
Igor says, as much of a dick Russo was, he was the reason the Attitude Era became successful. Absolutely true. Looking back, though, titles in the Attitude Era didn't mean shit switching back and forth, and it doesn't hold up today at all. No, I agree. And just because it's just like same thing with JBL. He is an asshole. Doesn't mean he wasn't a good worker. Doesn't mean he didn't have a good gimmick, because he did. Good character. Same can be said for Russo. Just because he was an asshole doesn't mean he didn't know what he was doing. I mean, he was a good man behind the curtain, but doesn't take away the fact that both those guys were assholes. Dino Dog is here. Time for a boxing match. Gimster says, I wonder, Brax, hold on. If you guys want, we'll try and show you. I have a walk. She has got the weirdest thing I've ever seen in a dog. I've had dogs my whole life growing up. Typically, several at a time. I told you guys, we grew up in the country. My wife was just playing around. She had a bottle of water the other night, and she was trying to give Uma, she was genuinely trying to give Uma a drink from it. She's holding it up, and usually, a dog you drip water on a dog, they'll go, and they'll catch it with their tongue. And that's what my wife was trying to do. For some reason, Uma freaking hates the idea of water getting on her. Now, as you see us talking, it's raining today. She rolls in the mud, plays in the rain, but if you try and pour a little water on her, she freaks out. And freaks out to the point where she jumps up in the air, dances around that night. because once my wife saw that, she poured water on her a couple more times. She did it. Uma lost her shit. She goes running around the house. First, she's barking and dancing in circles. She started trying to push over. We have these little end tables, like coffee tables, portable coffee tables that we'll eat off of and stuff like that if we eat something in the living room. She was going to push them over, and I yelled at her not to do that. She went over. She tried to get my wife's purse off the chair where she had it hanging. She was looking for something on my wife's to get back at her. I yelled at her for that. So then she comes over. My wife was addressing a bunch of cards she was sending out. She works, before Corona, she works with at a little preschool, helping teach the kids. And so she was sending them all out Easter cards. She had it all organized on the side of the couch. Uma came up with her nose and went, boom, and knocked it all off and ran. And Brax will back it up because he was up here. He was upstairs. She knocked all the cards over, and that's where she ran. She ran up to him and then hid by him. She's like telling on my wife. Oh, it was hilarious. But now that's what I'm leading to. If you show her a water bottle, she flips out. And it's not like, I mean, we're not being mean to her. It's not like she's traumatized. She'll just start dancing around and barking and spinning. She just doesn't like to have the water on her. I don't know. Let me see how much can you guys see in the camera. I don't have much lead to work with on this one. Let's see if I do that, I'll screw it up for the videos though. Dirt bike, yeah. Me and my cousin had some dirt bikes. Sam, I don't know. We'll have to get Brax. Hey, Brax, when you get a second, would you help us for a second here? Buddy?
What?
Do you have a second you could help us?
Yeah, what's up?
Just take the... I don't like to... If I move the cameras with on the tripod, it fucks me up for the videos later. Could you just pick up the whole tripod and let them see what Uma does when we bring out a water bottle? Watch this, guys. This is hilarious. You got the monitor right there. Yeah, because that I can just put back down. Okay, here we go. Umi. Look. Want some water? It's a water bottle. This is it's freaking water. Oh, touch off him. No, she'll lick it up. Umi, more water. Now, see, now that what she's doing, she's looking for stuff of ours that she's going to damage. That's what she does every time we do this. Okay, I'll stop. Umi, come here. It's okay. I'll stop. Okay, we friends? I stop. Okay. Thank you, Brax. But that is... Oh, I guess you were muddy. Yeah, and that's... Oh, yeah, I'm sure she will, Jack Queen. At some point while I'm sleeping or something, yeah, I'm going to pay for that. There's no doubt. But we have no idea why. What dog freaks out that much? I'm just trying to get the camera set back to where it was. What dog freaks out to that degree over a little bit of water? Especially a 125-pound dog. But she just... Holmesy. Huh. Aw. She's a Mastiff. I saw somebody ask what kind she is. Let's see. The most haunting thing in the Benoit documentary for me was that Benoit stayed in the house with his wife and son's dead bodies for... Yeah, I remember that when it happened, Niall. That's fucked up. That is a clear indication of just how far gone he was, yeah. Oh, she's a super happy dog, Blues. Super happy dog. She just hates water bottles. Despises them now. No, the size of the dirt bikes we had, Sam. No, we're talking, You know, you're talking 50 years ago. No, I don't remember anything about them. Edgar says, any thoughts about having baby Umas? No, no, she's already been fixed. No, that ain't gonna happen. She's already she's already been through the procedure. She's such a good dog. She really is. Even with that, after she had that procedure, of course, they gave her the cone of shame, and she hated it. So I was like, well, all right. She only had it on for like an hour or two. You could just tell she was just miserable with it, and she's always so happy. So I took it off. I said, "Ooms, I'm gonna have to put it back on if you go, if you go at that cut at all." And so a couple times she'd reach down and start licking it, and I'd tell her no. I said, "You gotta stop." Told her no like twice. She never bothered it again. That's the type of dog she is. She just wants to do the right things. Oh shit. Wifer says, my dogs know how to open bottles. They abuse that. Oh, she would if she could learn that, she would totally abuse that ability. No question. Willie says, speaking of fucked up people, we had a person up in Fort Collins, Colorado that killed his wife and 2 daughters and had the balls to go on the news and pretend to be worried. Oh. There's no doubting that there's no shortage of completely and totally fucked up people in this world. Jeez. Stephen Morales says, pop me in real quick. Take my money. Okay, bye now. Thank you, Stephen. I appreciate it. And thanks for stopping in. M says, my parents' dog can open doors. Really? That's cool, too. I think I've told you once, one of the things that impresses about her, you guys know the other 2 dogs we have are the Mexican and the Texan. And the Texan, one day they have a community water bowl out in the kitchen, and whenever she's out of water, Umo, it's just a plastic bowl. She'll start flipping it over so you hear it bouncing against the floor and no one come out and get her water. So she was flipping it over, and I go running out, and I filled it up with water, and now she was waiting for it, and so was the little Texan dog. So I put it down. Now Uma starts drinking out of it. Fiona, the Texan, is just to Fiona's left, just standing there waiting. I swear to you this happened. I saw it. Was not an accident, was not something that was done as anything other than totally intentional. She finishes drinking the water. I've never seen a dog do this. Took her paw and shoved the bowl over under Fiona's face so she could have a drink too. I was just like, holy shit. I never saw a dog do anything like that. Johnny says, my dog can shake her head no when I ask if she wants a bath, but that's about it. This is the weird thing. Now, you saw the whole thing with the water bottle? She doesn't mind her baths. It's not hard. If you go into we give it to her right in the shower there, and if we go in the bathroom and see who's come on, you gotta have a bath, she'll come in. She'll walk in and she'll stand there and let you give her a shower. Igor says, did you see the Ronda Rousey controversy? Yeah, I did see about that. Nia Jax fired back at her for her comments, and what does WWE do? They upload a full match-length video between them. I didn't see that they had put that match up, but excuse me, guys. I'll get to that later. But yeah, that I did see the comments Ronda made. So Ronda never fit as a wrestler. I just don't think Ronda was ever mentally prepared for the kind of grind that they put in as far as travel and all those things. And I think it's best Ronda just stays out of wrestling, right, myself. Does she have PTSD with the water bottle? It's got to be Chrome. I don't know why but you guys saw what she does with them. I don't know why. It's water. It's holy water. The devil dog is damaged by it. Like Trying all says. Maybe that's what it is. No, couldn't be though. Only because if that were the case, I got it on me too, and my skin would be melted if it were holy water. But it's so weird. I mean, she is timid for a 125-pound dog, and she is timid. She's scared of everything, but it still doesn't explain why water bottles. My dog can punch back. Speaking of which, please do. Punch. LOL, Ronda's still relevant. Kinda, Ocho, I guess. No. Chrome says, does she associate it with medication or something? No, I don't think so, because she doesn't take any medicines. And if you watch her, it's not like she's terrified. She's annoyed because she bounces up and down and spins it. If a dog were scared, they would cower. or whine. She doesn't do any of that. She gets aggressive. She's just like, fuck you. That's what struck us. And you saw her. She'll start, as soon as you do it to her, she'll run around and look for your shit, and she's going to knock it off a shelf or something because you're doing that to her. She cracks me right up. Mr. Piccolo says, I had a dog that would easily jump over the side of the arm of the couch, but the moment we put a baby skate leaning up against the side of the arm of the couch, he refused to try and jump over. Isn't it weird, the things that get inside their heads?
So, I think I just got the best answer for like the stereotypical question of what superpower would you have if you could have a superpower?
Yeah.
Probability manipulation.
Probability manipulation?
What's the probability that I fly? Oh, 100%.
100%. Yeah. That's a good one. I like that. Probability manipulation would mean all bets were off.
Yeah,
yes,
pretty
yeah,
much. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one. I like that.
What's the chance I'm invincible? Oh, sweet. I guess I am.
Right. It's almost like the you can have one wish. Okay, I want infinite wishes type thing. Yeah. That's good. I like that. Harry says, I hate my country because I can't use super chat. Oh, I know some countries can't. I apologize for that, Harry. I don't know. Got to be something to do with international laws or individual countries' laws. But I've had a number of people tell me they can't use it, depending on location. Spez Kid stole my idea, Lifer says. Zombie Dude says, serious question. Would you be interested in being an actual voice actor in a series? Or would you rather a one-off cameo like in DA's Bits? Yeah, the only reason I wouldn't look for anything like that is just, again, time constraints. I just really don't have the time for any extra projects or anything. Igor says, in the documentary about Benoit, Darkseid shows that Eddie was still alive when he was found. He was barely clinging, and when Chavo held him, Eddie finally lost consciousness. That's so sad. Eddie, goddamn, all your superpowers have belonged to us, Lou says. Eddie was a good guy. Eddie Guerrero was a really, really good dude. He really was. Awesome Girl says, what do you think about Brock Lesnar since Ronda Rousey and him were both in the UFC? Well, that's the only thing they have in common. I actually like Brock as a worker. I think Brock is an exceptional wrestler, and I don't think he gets the credit for it. A lot of people are down on him because he only does a few shows a year and he makes the big money without being a full-time wrestler, and I get that. But as far as working a match, Brock Lesnar, for a big-ass monster, works his ass off in putting other people over. And that's a big deal to me. He did it, the whole thing with the Royal Rumble there. That big black kid, I always forget his name. He's in NXT that did the Royal Rumble. I really like him too, and one of those names that just won't stick to me. He did him a great service by his reaction to him coming out. That whole whoa, that's a big boy and stuff like that. That doesn't seem like much. That's like PewDiePie giving a up and coming YouTuber a shout out. And Brock is fully aware of that and did that. Keith Lee, thank you, Cesaro. Did that to try and push this kid. I mean, I like Brock. I really do. From what I know of him, I don't think I would like Brock as a person, but I'm sure Brock's feelings wouldn't be hurt by that at all. But as far as a wrestler, as a worker, I think he's excellent. I like him a lot. Johnny says Mick Foley was great about putting guys over. Absolutely he was. Love me some Mick Foley, super underrated. Absolutely. Was fantastic at putting guys over. I always unsubscribed to PewDiePie, Wolverine says. That was always a big deal to me. I wanted to make the guys that were in there with me look as good as you possibly could, and you never lose sight of that or thought of that as you're working a match. No, I like Brock. Okay, guys. Well, I'm going to have to head out. I'm going to try and get everything done because we're going to try and get as many episodes of Your Lion April in tonight. If we start early enough, we might even be able to finish it tonight. Again, so what? We've got 11 episodes left. They're right around 20 minutes. They run back to back, so we're talking a little under 4 hours. I don't know. It's been so freaking good. God damn, I'm enjoying that show. But guys, thank you for the stream and for the chat and everything. And thanks for watching my poor little 125-pound dog be terrified of a water bottle. You big dummy. And I wish you guys could have seen it. She just gave me the most devastating fuck you look you'll ever see. Goosh, 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 goodbye, Gimster. Yeah, thank you guys. I appreciate it. It's just Monday. Got a whole big week coming up ahead of us. Hopefully streams every day. I got them planned. Hopefully we'll be able to continue with it. Thank you guys for hanging out with me. Get ready for it. Come on, it's time. It's time. This is the best time of the day. What can be better than sticky stuff? Seriously. Pamfu pamfu. Sticky stuff for everybody. Pamfu pamfu. Pamfu for you. Pamfu for you. Sticky stuff all over the place. Enjoy it. Envelop in it. Be the sticky stuff. Well, bang, okay? Flashly like Buggy. And always, most importantly, even if you're scared of water bottles, it's important to remember. Goosh, 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 goosh. Goosh.